Welcome back to Views with Hughes, your agenda for news. I'm Jerome Hughes. This morning, I want to talk about what Disney Plus is trying to do. Now, apparently, according that's reported in Bounding Into Comics, Disney Plus is trying to draw us all in so that way we can go ahead and watch the She-Hulk series that's coming to the platform. Now, how are they going to do it? By luring us in using lots of cameos from other MCU characters that we're familiar with. Now, before I begin, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so, and also click that bell notification so that way you'll be notified of the upcoming videos that will be released. And if you enjoyed this video later on, give it a like and go ahead and share it. All right. Okay, so says here, after Ms. Marvel's abysmal viewership, Marvel desperately begs for people to watch She-Hulk by promising a lot of cameos. Now, this is like a known trick to lure people in to like watching certain movies or even shows. Okay, if they introduce that one character or multiple characters or people that everyone's familiar with, then that's their way of trying to get them to watch the show. All right, if they include that in the shows and films, that's how they're trying to get people to watch the content. All right. So it says when it was spooked by Ms. Marvel's awful viewership numbers, Marvel appears to be turning to rely ever more on the one trick they have up their sleeve to entice audiences to their productions. As She-Hulk head writer Jessica Gao has promised fans that the upcoming Disney Plus series will feature a lot of cameos. And as we can see here in this picture, we got Wong from the Doctor Strange movies. All right. He was also featured in Shang-Chi. Okay. He made a couple of brief cameos with the mid-credit scenes, as well as the scene where he was fighting. Okay. Now, that's the only time I saw that movie. I would not see it again. All right, so she was also interviewed by Deadline Hollywood at this weekend's Comic-Con, where she was talking about season 1 of She-Hulk, where she stated that there's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of cameos, and a lot of characters that have never existed in the MCU, or as I say, the MCU now. Before that, we were pulling out a lot of comic books. So basically what she's also saying in the later interview, when she answered the question, like during the time where Thanos snapped half of the universe, that was put on was a pause, so that way we weren't able to get to know the characters that they were trying to introduce. All right, so what kind of characters that she might have been referred to? Possibly the She-Hulk herself, Miss Jennifer, Bruce Banner's cousin. Okay, so she stated that there's high stake events, the universe is ending, and we never really have the time to explore who these people are, what their regular lives like, and what's really nice about this that we actually got the time and space to do that. So in other words, that's basically saying that this could be done on Disney Plus now. Okay. Of course, she didn't go into specific details, but if you also look back at the trailer at the end of it, and just like in this picture here, they also included that they're going to have Daredevil. But you never know what episode he's going to be on. All right. So we got Wong, Daredevil, possibly might even have more characters to make cameos. Now, this is a sign of desperation. Okay. Will I watch the series? Maybe, maybe not. They've shown the She-Hulk character much differently than I remember her from the comics. Now, yes, in the comics, she was also cocky, but there wasn't any narrative instilled in her from today's current politics. So that's the one thing that's got me tuned out. Another thing is the VFX. The VFX artists, it's just they were overworked. They weren't being paid enough, and also they were put under a lot of pressure and had a lot of overwork load instilled in them to the point where they can't really get the visual effects done correctly. Okay. And the crazy part about it, like people have tuned out because of the track record that Marvel Studios has had with the recent movies as well as shows. Okay, and this article talked about those shows. The lowest, of course, being Miss Marvel. Well, the first episode only reached 775,000 U.S. households. And that's just from the first 5 days of availability. Ouch. So that's from the first week. So then, only 1.8 million viewers saw the first 5-day rollout of it, and other blunders, including WandaVision made 1.6 million viewers. And then there was also the Falcon and Winter Soldier, where it debuted at 1.8 million viewers. And then there was also Hawkeye. Well, Loki debuted at a record-setting 2.5 million U.S. households, only because of the fact that they people wanted to see what direction Loki was going to go. However, a lot of other people also decided to take a pass on the show because of the fact that they did not like seeing Loki as a good guy, or the kind of character that would actually have a come to Jesus moment where he realized his evils was gone, especially after the Avengers traveled into the past to get the Infinity Stones in Endgame, and then he disappeared with the Tesseract. So that disappointed fans, a lot of fans, myself included, as well as the fact that where they have Clint Barton and Kate Bishop and the series Hawkeye, that only debuted in 1.3 million households. Well, no, 1.5 million households on first 5 weeks, but the second episode took a bit of a slip down to 1.3 million viewership. And then there was also Moon Knight, where saw an increase of 1.8 million views in the first week. Now, after Loki, the viewership couldn't even break past 200, and then Miss Marvel came, and that series couldn't even reach 1 million households. Well, not reach, but just that people didn't really tune into it because they weren't really interested in it. Because Moon Knight, I'll be honest, it was really boring. Really, really boring. I gave it a chance all the way to the series finale, and season finale. Never again. Never again. Also, another reason why I'm not tuning into the She-Hulk series is the simple fact, let this load up. As reported by TV Line, her origin story is different. Not surprised. But this time, instead of her in the comics, as it stated, where she was needing a life-saving blood transfusion from her cousin, well, she received it from her blood transfusion from her cousin Bruce, and that's how she got the gamma ray powers. Okay, but instead, there was an auto accident, where Bruce Banner is still wearing his sling from the Avengers Endgame, as you can see in the pictures here. In the aftermath, her veins are pulsated with gamma radiated goodness. So she accidentally taken in Hulk's blood, and the fact that there were some open wounds as well. I believe she was trying to pull him out of the car, trying to bring him to safety, and that's when her blood, her open wounds intermingled with his, and that his blood got into her bloodstream. That's when she started getting gamma ray powers in her veins, or gamma ray blood in her veins. Typical Disney mess. Well, let me know what you think. What are your thoughts about this whole sham of this series? I'll be honest, I'm disappointed because She-Hulk was the first comic that I actually started reading before any other Marvel comic, even DC comics. And the way that they're doing her, I'm honestly going to say that I've lost hope. Okay, will I watch it? Maybe. Well, maybe not. But let me know in the comments what you think. Where did I go wrong with what I said, as well as what other comments would you add to this? Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and give it a thumbs up, and click the bell notification for future videos. And until then, people, peace.